right, look like we live, man. Let's get into it, man. I seen Big Durk's response, or an interview that he did on why or how he feels about Lil Durk's situation, and it was a terrible response, to say the least. First of all, you know, I'm gonna give some respect to him. I ain't gonna get on here and just totally bash him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure the decisions that he made that led him in prison for a long time, he probably thought that was, his only avenue to success. But when you grow older, you mature and you realize that, that wasn't, it's time to do things differently, right? So with that being said, why are you making these excuses for your son, Lil Durk, man? Like, you can't get up here and say that, oh, it's the government's fault. As soon as start trying to do good and change his image or whatever, they, came and swept him up. Like, no, man, that's your fault. That's your fault. Cause you made a decision way back in the day to sell drugs and do whatever else you was doing, and you got locked up for a long time, and you wasn't present, in your son's life. So the environment, you know, influenced him instead of you being the one to influence him. So I just don't like that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the government planted the drugs here. So that's why all the black men is locked up and all this and this and that. Like, nah, man. If somebody give you a gun today, you know what I'm saying, and tell you to shoot your best friend, you gonna do it? Like, we gotta stop using that narrative. Oh, just because they planted these guns and drugs in the hood, when we sold them, they locked us up. Like, no, you had a choice. You had a choice to pick up that gun or to sell those drugs. You know what I'm saying? So we can't keep blaming the government for our decisions, especially these decisions that lead us not to be in our children's life. You know what I'm saying? So, Big Dirt, like, you failed, man. You failed Lil Durk. And that's the reason why he's in trouble. It's not the government fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not Didi fault. It's not D-Thing fault. It's not Vine fault. It ain't Melly fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your fault. So I was just super disappointed by his response. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you partially snitched on your son too, because you said it in the way you said it in a way that make it seem like, oh, he just made this turn for the better. He just got on his dean, and now the government want to come, you know what I'm saying, and sweep him up. Like, no, you wasn't supposed to say that, man. If you was gonna say something like that, you was supposed to say, oh, my son made a change a long time ago, you know, years ago, and the government came, and tried to, allege him of all these crimes. But no, you made it seem like he just made the turn 2 weeks ago. So you partially snitched on your son, man. You know what I'm saying? That, no disrespect by saying that, but I'm just telling you what it looked like to me, you know what I'm saying, to others. So, Big Durk, that was a poor response, man. I expected more from you. I heard you was an imam, you know what I'm saying? So that's a pretty big deal, amongst the Muslim community. And yeah, you can't make responses like that, especially your son that's still on. It's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, the trial ain't started. Like, you giving the prosecution ammunition, you know what I'm saying, to put your son in jail for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about it? I see we got a couple viewers in the live stream, man. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know what y'all think about this. Again, we talking about the response that Big Durk dad gave about his son, Lil Durk's situation going on right now. So tell me what y'all think. Y'all think I'm off? Or do y'all think I'm right and just, about what I felt about what he said? Y'all jump in the comments, let me know. But what I like, this is what I think about little Big Durk, right? So you remember when we used to have parent teacher conference in school or whatever, and the teachers would be telling the parents like, oh, your son or daughter is doing this, they disrupting the classroom, they skipping, whatever the case may be, whatever bad stuff you was doing in school. Big Durk is the type of parent to tell the teacher they wrong, you know what I'm saying, to start going off on the teacher. Just evade all responsibility and accountability, you know what I'm saying, for what they children was doing, but just go straight at the teacher and tell them they wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what type of father, you know what I'm saying, Big Durk appears to me as. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him, but just from that response, that's the vibes, you know what I'm saying, he giving me. Like it's crazy. But yeah, it just shows like, man, Big Durk got a lot to learn still. You know what I'm saying? And Lil Durk, like he probably did all this stuff that he's being alleged of doing because of a father like that. Like he probably felt insulated, like you not showing no type of accountability, man. Your son was on here making songs, snitching like I ain't trying to cuss, but he was snitching like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't make an excuse for that. Your son did this. And that's the reason why he locked up. Now, we don't know if he actually did it or not. But, them songs was pretty descriptive. You know what I'm saying? So even if he didn't do it, Lil Durk still created a situation for himself where he's doing time for something that he possibly didn't do. Like you still put yourself in the jam because you rapping about these things, you being very descriptive about it. If you didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? So you created a situation for yourself because you was doing, you was on BS. You know what I'm saying? So look, I get his dad want to like paint him in a good light and all that, but that was the wrong way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't blame the government. Don't blame nobody else, man. You got to blame yourself for not being there for your son to show him the right way. And you got to blame your son as well, man. Ain't nobody tell him to get on them songs and snitch like that. You know? Like, I get that's how you make the money and everybody, Lil Durk crazy and they want to hear about the violence and all that and whoop-de-whoop, but you see where that situation gets you. You know what I'm saying? All money ain't good money, man. You know? So with that being said, I'ma end this live. I'll check y'all out another time.